7:36 on TSN 690. It is Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. We're here until 9 o'clock. Dave Trentadue is here as well. At 8:05, we'll have our Habs breakfast segment with Amanda Stein and Dave Pagnotta from thefourthperiod.com. But right now, we're pleased to be joined from La Presse Canadienne, or the Canadian Press. You can follow him on Twitter at Fred Daigle. It is Mr. Fred Daigle. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you doing?
Very well. I hear it was a very late night for you down at the Bell Center covering the big win from David Lemieux over Rios. Now 36-3. Impressive.
Yeah, well, what a boxing night that Eye of the Tiger management put on yesterday. 10 fights, most of them entertaining, even though the results didn't go all the way as the Eye of the Tiger wanted. But a great night of boxing and a great fight by David Lemieux, who was forced to give 10 rounds of good boxing, not only throwing bombs, but protecting himself, because Cristian Fabian Rios from Argentina gave Lemieux his money's worth and his training camp's worth. Rios was precise. He was strong puncher, very good hand, a very good left hand. And Lemieux had to fight yesterday, not only throw some punches and wait for the other guy to fall down, because Rios wouldn't fall down.
he just wouldn't fall down, and that just ruins your day if you're David Lemieux. No, but now coming into this fight, Fred, Lemieux was a favorite here, a former champion. Is he a guy that is expected to once again contend for a title?
Well, that's what Camille Stéphan and the people behind Lemieux, Mark Ramsey, his trainer, and Lemieux himself, of course, that's what he wanted. That's what he wants for him for the next couple of months, actually, because he's already booked. They're going to announce his opponent probably next week or in 2 weeks. He's already booked on the December 17th card for the last Bernard Hopkins fight in Los Angeles. So he will face. We don't know who he's going to face, though, because he wanted to face Billy Joe Saunders, which is a WBO champion, and a left-handed boxer, which is why they selected Cristian Rios as a tune-up fight for Saunders. Saunders was supposed to defend his title yesterday against Akavov, but he got hurt in his training camp, and that fight has been put back to November, I think 26th or something like that. So Saunders is out of the equation for December 17th. So Camille Stéphan yesterday explained they have 2 or 3 candidates in line. Negotiations are already on, and they will announce the fighter selected for David Lemieux pretty soon. But the aim is to, as soon as he got off the ring with Gennady Golovkin in Madison Square Garden in October, it has always been cleared for the Lemieux clan that now they're on the road back to a world championship. And I think they want to face Golovkin again in the future. I don't know if Golovkin will want it, but a sure way to have a rematch is to have the missing belt from Gennady Golovkin's collection, because Golovkin has the other 3 major belts in the 160 pounds division. So they're aiming at the WBO shot. Lemieux is ranked number 4 before yesterday's fight for Saunders belt. So I think that's the high road they're going to take, and hoping to meet back Golovkin maybe in a year or 2 with the other belt in hand.
We're chatting with Fred Daigle of La Presse Canadienne. He covered the David Lemieux fight down at the Bell Center last night, the Eye of the Tiger promotions. You mentioned there were 10 fights on the card. That's incredible value for the fans that were in attendance, reportedly just over 5,000. Were they happy with that? Disappointed? What was your take on the crowd size?
No, I think they were happy with that. They knew they didn't have a 20,000 fight on hand. Mm-hmm. The Bell Center configuration yesterday was for a maximum of 6,000 people. So if you take that into account, that's almost a sellout. They yesterday they had the fight on Latin cable TV with because they sold the fight to Warner Cable Company, which owns a lot of television networks in South America. So the fight was broadcasted everywhere in South America. They sold the fight with their website punchinggrace.com in many markets, especially in Kazakhstan, which might sound surprising, but Stéphane Larouche, Lucien Boute's former coach, his new protege is Batir Jukembayev, who comes from Kazakhstan, and he's a very exciting young boxer. He won yesterday a 6 knockout in six fights, and apparently he sells out the pay-per-views in Kazakhstan
Wow.
when he fights on. So with that device, punchinggrace.com, they had some revenues there. They sold to the Latin America television networks. So they were happy with it. They knew they wouldn't be making millions with that fight, but it was still a profitable affair for them.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's really good insight in terms of it's not just about the gate here in Montreal. If you're putting fighters on there that have appeal in different areas of the world, you have the platform to deliver the content on from a digital or a pay-per-view level, then you're going to make some money. So that's a very interesting insight there. Just wrapping up with Fred Daigle from the Presse Canadienne. You can see the article everywhere that the Canadian press syndicates it. Just had a chance to read it myself. And now, Fred, before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on maybe not the game yesterday, but just in general. Last week, you and I talked a little Montreal Alouettes. Little did we know they'd be 2 less receivers and a different starting quarterback coming into this weekend. But from the highlights that you saw or what you read on Vernon Adams Jr., are you excited? Did you want to see him at quarterback?
Well, yesterday I saw the first 2 quarters while having dinner before the gala, and it was okay. I mean, it was a first impression. He seemed to be running around a lot, but he seems to be taking his decisions more quickly than Rakeem Keto is. And I think in the CFL, this will help you a lot. Now, that being said, again, this is only one game. Even though in 2 quarters I did see him do good things, I also did see B.J. Cunningham dropping passes like leaves in Alton. It's incredible. I mean, this guy is supposed to be the next big receiver. I don't see that coming. Not enough consistency from his part. And yesterday he would in the horrendous conditions that seemed to be going on at the Mosaic Stadium. It was raining cats and dogs, and I thought that a few sure-handed receivers would have helped Vernon Adams a lot more than what I saw from the first 2 quarters. And I think people that didn't see the game maybe will look at Vernon's stats this morning and say, well, 11 out of 24, that's not a very good ratio. But I think it could have been easily 16 or 17 out of 24 if his receivers would have had drier gloves, maybe. I don't know what happened there, but he sure didn't get the help one would expect for his first professional start.
No, I agree with you there, and good point about Rakeem Keto and the decision making. The other thing I would say is that Keto is a slender guy, a smaller guy, and when a defender touches him, he's more often than not going to go down. Whereas Vernon Adams Jr. had a spectacular play yesterday where he was able to outmuscle, kind of duck under and get out of the way of a defender and still make a play to Nick Lewis for over 30 yards. And I think that's the difference, is the strength overall of the body. So going to be interesting. 2 more games to go, 1 at home, 1 on the road. Fred Daigle from La Presse Canadienne. Again, check out his article everywhere on David Lemieux's big win last night at the Bell Center, as well as the other fights on the card. And at Fred Daigle on Twitter if you want to follow him there. Merci, Fred, and go get some sleep.
Yeah, well, no, I'm on pancakes duty this morning.
Oh, that's
right. We have friends at home, so I'm straight back to the kitchen. I'll sleep when I'm old.
Wow. All right. Merci.
Thank you, guys. Merci beaucoup.